Hey everybody, this is Carissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs. Today I have another video featuring Maker Forte products to create this card here. And I'm going to go through the products that I'm using today first. The two stamp sets that I'm using from Maker Forte, the first one is called Cheers. It's a 6x8 stamp set and I really love these like single line sketch images. And then the second one is a sentiment stamp set called Soda Lightful. It's 4x6 and it has all these really cute sentiments that kind of play on drinks and puns like "you're my main squeeze." I really like "when life gives you lemons, make a gin and tonic." That kind of stuff. So it's really, really cute. And then I wanted to do some watercoloring. So I picked out this watercolor paper pad. It's an 8x8. It's by Prima. It's a decent watercolor paper and I have a lot of it. So I figured I'd use it today. The watercolors I'm using are these Rachel Beth handmade watercolors for the skin tones, and then the Prima watercolors in terrain because I really wanted some bright greens for the margarita drinks that I'm going to be coloring. These are the watercolor brushes that I'm using. They are both by Black Velvet, the brand, and then I'm using Silver Silk 88, which is like a synthetic watercolor brush, and then I'm also using a Black Velvet, Silver Black Velvet, that is a natural watercolor brush. I always have a pot of water, clean water to get started, and then a paper towel off to the side. So I am going to stamp using Versa Fine Clair Nocturne ink. It is a very crisp black ink and it is great for watercoloring. If you're doing alcohol ink, I would definitely recommend using the Maker Forte black ink because that's great for markers, alcohol markers, but for watercoloring it's water soluble, so that would not work for what I wanted to do today. And then of course I use the ink smusher tool to get a nice crisp image. I love this thing. There's a lot of them on the market. It seems like every company has a smusher tool now, but it's great. It just gives you like a nice even pressure across the stamp positioner tool. So now I'm ready to do watercolor. I'm doing a wet on wet technique. That's kind of my go-to when I'm watercoloring images. And so basically what that means is I'm just adding water to my paper first, and then I will bring in the paint. You probably saw I did spray my watercolor pans just to get them activated and so they would move better. And both watercolors that I'm using today actually are kind of chalky. They have a little bit of opaque feel to them, or an opaque tendency. I don't know. I'm not using the right word, but they are not transparent, basically. So you'll see that they kind of, when I'm coloring over any of the line art images, they kind of make it chalky, but that's basically why, because it has that opaqueness to it. But I'm okay with that. It looks cute in the end. And I really like these skin tone. I love any kind of skin tone watercolor paint because I don't like to mix colors to make my own skin tones. You totally can. I know how to, but I'm lazy and I just would, if I can get a paint that is already mixed to create the skin tones for me, then I will pick it up and use it. I know Prima has a pan set that is specifically skin tones, and I think it's like a 12 pan set, so that's a great one to pick up if you do color a lot of like people images or characters, and you want to watercolor them. That's a great set to have because, like I said, it just makes it simpler. And so I start with a lighter color from this set, and then I will go in with the next shade darker and add a bit of shading to it, like you can see here. So I am making this card for my bestie who I recently was able to see, and I'm going to get to see again in a couple of weeks, so I'm really excited about that. And so I thought I would send her a card because she knows me, and I've gone through a few things. I had a rough couple of days recently, and I just thought this would be cute. Like, I need a hug. That's like the sentiment that I end up using. It says, I need a huge margarita, but HUG is capitalized, so it's like, I need a hug, but it says huge margarita. So it's like both. I need a hug and I need a huge margarita. When I do drink, I love margaritas. I don't drink a lot, so it's like a treat. When I go out, I will tend to order a margarita because that's simple. I know what's in it, and lately I order the skinny margaritas just so that I don't have the sugar in it. But yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. They're probably my go-to. Um, Being on keto, I know it's not super keto, but I do the skinny, and I feel like that's all right. And I don't drink them a lot, so it's not a big deal. Um, any keto drinks out there, if you guys want to give me some tips, because I am going on vacation in about a week, so I will probably enjoy a few nights out. I'd love some recommendations. So, like I said, I picked this set because I loved the bright greens. It was like the perfect margarita color to me. And then I decided to do a little shading around the image just to kind of make it pop a little bit. And I went with the red because why not? Normally I would pick the blue, but I was going to use the blue for the glasses. So I decided, well, I'll go with this really pretty red that's in this set. And then I don't know what happened, why you will see that on the left hand, there's like a stark line. And I tried very hard to fix that, but it just wanted to be a harsh line, and I ended up making it even harsher, and I could not blend it out. I don't know why it did that. I don't know. It's just, but if that bothers you, this card is super simple to put together. The watercoloring comes together really quickly, so you could totally restamp it and start all over. But for me, it wasn't a big deal, and I just went ahead and continued on. I'm making the top little blending area a little bit lighter, and then I am taking some more water and softening up those edges. So here I'm seeing this super harsh line, and I am going to go in and try to camouflage it a little bit more or deepen up the other arm to kind of just make it look a little bit better. So I add a few more drops of more concentrated color right along that line. It ends up blending out because my paper is still super wet. So it blends out, and I still end up having that harsh line in the end of the card, but that's okay. Like I said, I tried to work with it and blend it as best I could, but in the end, you'll still see it, and I'm fine with that. I probably could have dried it like I'm doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and dry that with my heat tool. And I could have probably gone in with another layer and glazed over top and blended in a little bit better, but I'm okay with it. And I'm going to add a little bit of this blue here to the glass just to give it a little bit of shading and dimension so that we can see that it is a little glass of a margarita. So I went ahead and dried that again, and now I'm going to add my sentiments. So like I said earlier, I am using the two sentiments that say, can't wait to drink together soon, and then I need a huge margarita, with the hug being emphasized in that word huge. I think that is so cute. I love the puns and the sentiments in this whole set, and they pair together beautifully with the larger Cheers stamp set, which only has one sentiment in it. So I think these two stamp sets go together nicely. I'm using my smisher tool once again to make the sentiments much more smoother when I stamp them down, because I am using a highly textured watercolor paper. I like textured watercolor paper rather than smooth because that's the beauty of watercolor to me. And then now I'm going to put my card together. So I picked out this really pretty kind of shimmery cardstock from Maker Forte. I will try to link all of the products below in the description and on the blog post at Maker Forte. So if you're interested in any of them, you can just click on those and head right on over there. I am an affiliate with Maker Forte, so when you use those links, it does help me out just a bit and allows me to continue working with them and bring a little bit of income to my family, because that is what I do. This is what I do to bring income in to help us out. So when I am using watercolor, or I have a watercolor panel, I like to pop it up with foam tape like this, because it does warp a little bit with the water, and this just kind of blends it in and masks that a little bit so you don't see as much warping. And when I use tape runner on something like that, it doesn't always hold down very flat. So here I did not realize until I very carefully, and I was so excited that I got it on nice and even, because I never get a panel on even, and then you can see that I put it on backwards on the card front. So I am going to cut off that fold with my guillotine paper trimmer, and because I had smoothed it down and like really adhered that together, it was not coming off without totally ripping off my panel. And so I just went ahead and cut that off, and now I'm getting another card base. I'm going to trim it down to an A2 card size, so it's folding to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I will make sure this time that I'm placing my panel on so that it opens the proper way. But I left it in here so you can see that yes, I make mistakes, and then yes, I just work with it and figure out how I can still use that mistake. And then that other panel, that like other side that I cut off, I could use that as a card base on a future project, so I'm not throwing that away either. So now, yeah, I opened it up so that I made sure this time that it was going to open correctly. And I think that card looks super cute. Of course, I wanted to add a little bit of glitter with this Nouveau glitter accents in Fresh Snowfall, because I don't know about you, but I like margaritas with a lot of salt at the rim. So I thought that would be a cute little touch for the salt. And that finishes my card. I think it looks super cute. Can't wait to send it off to my friend and hang out with her again next week. I hope you enjoyed this card today, and we'll take a look at all of the fun new Maker Forte products that have come out this month. There's a lot of great ones. There's a set of gnomes that are drinking, and they look so cute. Here are some close-ups of my project. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I do try to release at least 2 videos each month featuring Maker Forte products, and if you enjoy that, definitely think about subscribing. Head over to the blog for more information on the products that I used on this card as well as below, and I will link some other videos that I have made in the past using some of these awesome products. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!